Dominic, it's your boy Ink. How you doing? This is another cool story. This is another cool episode. It is the finale of season two, the casino night. So we got basically a casino night, which is, oh man, it's a charity action. It's a fun night. It's supposed to be fun, but again, we're doing it a la Dunder Mifflin, so you know it's gonna be like cray cray. We got Mike, who right away in the first couple of seconds already fuck up, call himself a philanthropist, right? It's silly. Follower, what? Oh yeah. It's you can tell that he's full of himself, and it's kind of cool because this is the character that we love. We love Mike because he's full of himself. He doesn't pretend like he's not. He's like, yo, I'm a philanthropist. This is me. This is what I want to do. Um, he calls Jan and he calls Carol, and finally he ends up with both dates. But it's like, yo, I'm not even surprised. So he's cocky, but we love Mike, so all good. We see Pam, she's planning on her music, and it's kind of crazy because, and they do address it. So it was supposed to be Roy, but then Roy was more interested in the bachelor party, right? So then there's this really cool thing where they're viewing, Pam and Jim are viewing the band. Before that, okay, I'm gonna keep it for the rest. I'm gonna keep it for later. We see Kevin in the band, and actually Kevin band really is good. So they're like, "Yo, I'm gonna play at my." At the end, they end up choosing Kevin. So I thought it was really cool that there was this what should we call it? This link. There was this was like none other than Mifflin that these people are friends because it felt weird last season in the beginning of the season that these people have been working here together for years. None of them know each other. None of them are friends. And I understand the plot and the storytelling point of that is you want the viewer to learn through them. Right. And by the way, what's really cool is that it was supposed to be Roy, but they kind of add the idea that Kevin Band would be cool because Kevin is like funny guy, right? And it's nice because it does show, like Jimmy said, oh, wasn't Roy supposed to say that? To take care of that? And she's like, nah, he's not. That was really cool that they did a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but they pointed out that they make fun of themselves, and I love that. We had the we got the people talking about no, never mind, sorry. I wrote down so badly, so fucking badly. We got white text white fool. Oh yeah. Like very lessly full of himself. Dwight text. I don't know. Remember why Dwight texted. Dwight is full into thinking that Jim can kind of do telekinesis, and it's kind of sucked because yes, Dwight's an asshole, right? But Pam, she takes like a umbrella, like my umbrella, and she does pull the coat rack, right? Which make it seem like Jimmy's doing the thing. Even Dwight, he comes to check. And why I feel bad is because the whole office know it's a fucking prank. And they're all pranking Dwight, so it does seem like he's kind of a victim, but it's not cool because he doesn't. Even as an asshole, nobody deserves that, right? So I felt bad for him. Then there's multiple time in the episode where you're gonna see him trying to make telekinesis. So again, super cool. I fucking love this. And it's cool because he's fun to prank, and that's why possibly he's been getting pranked. Not because he's necessarily an asshole. It's nice because when they talk about the whatchamacallit, when we talk about the charity, we can kind of see a bit of each element in the charity. For example, Creed choose a homeless shelter soup, and we know Creed. We don't know him. He seems to be this disgusting guy. He grows like a bean. He marinate or a more he ferment bean in his desk, right? You got Kelly, who's again a she's a fan of celebrities, so I want to give to the celebration of Kobe Bryant, and there was this whole drama with Kobe Bryant that said, "Oh, he took fun from his fundraiser and he used it for himself," right? And it's kind of cool that we're thinking about that under the eye of Kelly, with this girl who's a fanatic of everything celebrity. We have again Mikey's at a double date. So there's Carol, which is real elder, And there's Pam. So I feel the need because I didn't do it. You didn't invite Pam now. You did invite Jan before, right? And then he invites Carol because Jan said no. And there's this amazing thing where Mike, when he calls Jan, or when somebody calls him, he always says something fucked up. So Pam, she never let him through. And Pam, she's like, okay, I'm putting through. And the second time, he's actually more calm. So she knows him and she's helping him. So that's a little thing that makes his receptionist great. So congrats, Pam. You're fucking a hardcore gal. We got the about different charity. Uh, what gangster? Oh yeah. Different charity. And then he wanted to have it in the warehouse. And Daryl was like, "Nah, you're not gonna have it in my you're not gonna have it in my because I'm reviewing also Walking Dead, so that was Walking Dead for a second. So Daryl was like, no, you're not gonna have it in the warehouse. But Daryl, as a joke, he taught some gangster lingo to Michael, right? And then Michael used it, and it was just to make him fun of him. And ultimately, it's a really funny joke because if Michael was to meet something, well, that's how it was. And Daryl he uses the N word because he thinks that Michael asked him gangster lingo because he's black. Then Michael has been working with Stanley, so why haven't he asked Stanley, right? So it's kind of funny. And then he thinks that maybe if Mike was to see other black people, oh, he would say it was like that, and they would make fun of him. So it's kind of like a really good joke, to be honest. We got the believe he kept pushing with his mind. Yes, the Kevin Ben. So Pam. Again, we have the Kevin Ben. So that's already something I talked about. The first time Dwight wingman. Yeah, Dwight is a wingman, but he's not a great wingman. And this Dwight is amazing in this episode, and you can tell I like Dwight. This particular reason, and this episode is it. You know, he's like he's a wingman for Mike, and he's like, oh my god, I can't believe Mike got to date. This is exceptional. And Dwight, he believed what Mike told him, and it's funny because I was again, why I'm a reviewing thing, I'm always comparing things. So yesterday I was listening to the audiobook of Fight Club. And Fight Club, they were talking about this dogma, and Dwight wasn't down, but then Michael said, we have to lie to them so we don't hurt them. And then it was Noble, so Dwight was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. So I do love that because we just talked about how Pam knew how to handle Mike seemed to know how to handle Dwight. Dwight's having fun, which is one rare. He throws the dice and he gets everybody money, and everybody loves him, and he's happy and he's popular. Then he kisses Angela, and Angela slapped him. But then she look at the camera and she's smiling. So that was a really cool moment because Dwight and Angela are a thing, right? Um, and okay, he wanted to invite kids also. It was funny. So Toby's like, no, why can't we invite kids? Well, Toby tells him, dude, there's alcohol. The main meal is served by Hooters. We cannot have that. So that was really fucking cool. We see the so Mikey think that he can bluff. So he think that in the very first round he goes all in. And then Toby win, and Toby is being mistreated by Mike. So then he won. It was kind of like a small justice. I do prefer Mike to Toby, but still I want to feel good about Toby. Go in, lose. Dwight read Jim. So Jim he coughed. He had a cough, and Dwight. It is so well written because Mike he says, "Oh, here's the sign of bluffing." Then Dwight said, he said that Jim has the sign of bluffing, and he's coughing. And Jim said, "I don't know why. Every time I cough, Dwight folds." And that was really fucking cool. We got Jan and Carol, they're beefing. No. We Jim, Mikey get caught with the two dates. Pam and Jim always flirt again and again and again. And this is one of the most well written episodes. Like, there is a season 3 planned. Well, already 9 seasons. The show is over, but there was already a season 3 plan, and they put out the place, they put out the setting, they put out the setting perfectly. So we got Jan, and Carol. They're beefing. At first, they're very cordial, but then their beefing says, Carol's like, "Oh, you drove a while, right?" And then Jan's like, "You date every single customer like that." So they're kind of beefing a bit, so it's kind of cool. We got Kevin is a champion because he used to be a champion and then he got beaten. Phyllis wasn't trying. And again, I got a fun thing about this episode, right? So in the prize of the evening, there's this fridge by Vince Refrigeration, which is the husband of Phyllis. But Vince Refrigeration is actually a real business in Scranton. So it's kind of cool that they put that, and it's kind of cool that the guy was a good enough sport to say. Well, of course, it's a huge ad, but still. So we have. Then he's hired to do the song, the band, and there's a really fucking cool moment where Roy, I'm always wanting to believe that Jim's a good guy, and to a certain extent I think Jim's a good guy, but Jim does things that are fucking trashy. Like he bullies Dwight, not bully, but he makes fun of Dwight. He makes fun of everybody, and then Roy is actually a nice guy. He talks about Kevin like, oh, you're Ben Rock, and then you want to play for us. And Kevin's like, yo, don't you have to ask Pam? He's like, no, I'm in charge of that. Don't worry about it. So Roy was actually being a bro to Kevin because Kevin works with his girlfriend. And he had to go and said, yo, Jim, can you take care of my girl? Thanks, bro. And then Jim, he tells Pam that he loves her. But that has to do with, and it's so well written. People were mad at Jim for kissing Pam in this episode. But the only reason he kissed Pam was because Jim did this interview with Jan to move to another branch, and Jan asked him the same night, said, "Yo, did you think about my offer? Did you think about our move, right?" And then she asking him question, and she's pressing him on the questions. That's why Jim, he tells her that he loves her, he kisses her, and it's cool because when he kisses her, Pam, she tells her mom, and you cannot tell her mom because she's on the phone, but she says her mom, the way she's reacting is positive, and her mom is kind of pushing Pam to be like, wait, Jim, we got. At the end, Mikey chose Carol, which again is significant because Carol is his real life girlfriend. But it just made more sense for having Jan as his girlfriend. So Carol, I think she's only in season 2, right? Which sucks because Mike was pushing for her to be in the show, but no. And that's kind of particularly cool, right? Jim Kiss Pam. That's it. That's basically the episode. It was a really good episode, and I cannot wait for season 3. I love you guys. Peace.